Picture yourself in a bustling city square on June 25th, 2025. The world is alive with movement, people rushing to work, children playing, street vendors calling out their wares. It feels like any other day, a snapshot of ordinary life. The sun is shining, laughter echoes through the air, and the city pulses with energy. Friends gather in parks, families picnic on the grass, and the world seems at peace. Until you take a breath, and something feels wrong. The air is thin, unsatisfying, as if the world itself is holding back. You try again, inhaling deeper, but each breath leaves you more desperate, your chest tightening with a growing sense of panic. Around you, confusion erupts. People gasp for air, a jogger collapses mid-stride, and birds, once soaring overhead, suddenly plummet from the sky. The city's rhythm falters. The world hasn't ended with a bang, but with a silent, collective gasp for air. Streets empty as people abandon their routines, belongings scattered in their wake. This isn't science fiction, it's the start of a nightmare. Every second, 1% of Earth's oxygen vanishes, an invisible disaster unfolding in real time. Oxygen, the element that sustains life, powers our machines, and holds our world together, is disappearing. Factories grind to a halt, power plants struggle, and the city's heartbeat slows. Panic spreads like wildfire as people realize the air is no longer their friend. Fear and confusion ripple through the crowds, uncertainty etched on every face. Simple actions become exhausting. Climbing stairs feels impossible. Your mind fogs, vision narrows, and the vibrant colors of the world begin to fade to gray. This is hypoxia, oxygen starvation, sweeping the globe. Emergency teams scramble to help, but oxygen masks are in short supply. Every living creature is caught in a shared struggle for survival. Pets whimper, livestock collapse, and wild animals wander into cities desperate for relief. There's no asteroid, no war, just a growing void in our atmosphere. The threat is silent, invisible, and relentless. The rules of life and chemistry are being rewritten in real time. Scientists race to understand what's happening, scribbling equations and theories, but answers remain elusive. The air we took for granted is vanishing, and the world teeters on the edge of suffocation. People stare at the sky, searching for hope, but find only uncertainty. Your body betrays you. Walking feels like climbing Everest. Each step is a battle, your muscles burning with effort. The vibrant world dulls and fear takes hold. Faces once filled with joy are now masks of anxiety and dread. The countdown has begun, and with every second, our planet edges closer to lifelessness. Time slips away and hope grows thin. The first signs are subtle, a wilting leaf, a dropped glass, but the consequences are catastrophic, echoing through every corner of the world. The great symphony of life is being silenced. Forests stand empty, parks are deserted, and the sounds of nature fade into memory. We are all united by a desperate need for a breath that no longer comes. Families cling to each other, searching for comfort in a world running out of air. The clock is ticking, and the apocalypse is suffocation. As darkness falls, humanity faces its greatest challenge, the fight for every last breath. To grasp the horror, we must understand oxygen's role. Oxygen isn't just a gas, it's the lifeblood of our world, making up 21% of our atmosphere. Forged in stars, produced by plants and plankton, it's the key to complex life. Every breath fuels cellular respiration, turning food into energy. Without oxygen, our cells die within minutes. It's also a building block of water, rocks, and the technology that powers civilization. Engines, fires, and even our cities depend on it. Losing oxygen isn't just about suffocating. It's the collapse of life, geology, and technology. The forests, oceans, and our own hearts are all bound to this element. Its disappearance would unravel reality itself, leaving a world unrecognizable. Oxygen is the silent architect of everything we know. The countdown starts. Each tick echoes with a sense of urgency, a silent warning that something vital is slipping away. 1 second, 1% of oxygen gone. The change is invisible, but the air is already different, thinner, less forgiving. The change is barely felt. Maybe a fleeting dizziness, a momentary lightheadedness that's easy to dismiss. At 2 seconds, the air feels like a mountain town, slightly harder to breathe, as if you've suddenly climbed thousands of feet without moving. Animals sense it first. Birds struggle to stay aloft, their wings beating harder as they fight for every breath. Even pets at home grow restless, unsettled by what they can't understand. By 5 seconds, oxygen drops below 20%. It's like being in La Paz, Bolivia. Shortness of breath, confusion, and fear set in. People slow down, their bodies instinctively searching for more air. The elderly and vulnerable gasp for air. Hospitals become overwhelmed as those with weak lungs struggle the most, their faces etched with panic. Your brain clouds, judgment falters, and anxiety grows. Simple decisions become difficult, and a sense of unease creeps in, making every moment feel heavier. At 7 seconds, the air is thinner than most mountain peaks. Severe hypoxia sets in, coordination fails, confusion deepens, and people begin to stumble, their bodies betraying them. The sky darkens as less oxygen scatters blue light. A beautiful, but ominous sign. The world's colors shift, and the familiar becomes strange. At 10 seconds, only 18.9% oxygen remains. It's like standing atop a high-altitude peak. Panic spreads, people collapse, and chaos erupts as bodies give out. The world is no longer just strange, it's hostile. Streets empty, and silence falls, broken only by distant cries for help. The initial dizziness becomes primal fear. Instinct takes over, and survival becomes the only thought. The suffocating grip tightens everywhere. Every breath is a struggle, every second more desperate than the last. The clock keeps ticking, and survival becomes impossible for many. Emergency responders race against time, but the odds are overwhelming. The world's vibrant energy is replaced by confusion and collapse. The countdown is relentless, and hope fades with every passing moment. In the past 10 seconds, chaos accelerates with terrifying speed. The world as we know it begins to unravel, and the familiar order of daily life is shattered in an instant. At 20 seconds, oxygen levels plummet to 16.8%, already below what humans need to survive. Breathing becomes labored, and a sense of dread spreads through the air. Rational thought vanishes, replaced by pure instinct. Panic rules the streets as people desperately search for safety, but there is nowhere left to run. Drivers lose control, vehicles crash, and sirens wail in every direction. The steady hum of civilization is drowned out by chaos and confusion. At 30 seconds, only 15% oxygen remains. The sky darkens and the city's energy fades as the air itself becomes toxic. Unconsciousness sweeps the globe. Millions collapse where they stand. The world's population succumbs to the invisible threat. Silence falls as people slip into hypoxic comas. The once bustling streets are now eerily still, haunted by the absence of life. Animals perish alongside us. The web of life unravels in seconds. Birds drop from the sky, and pets lie motionless beside their owners. By 45 seconds, half the oxygen is gone. Just 10.5% left. Survival is now impossible for almost all life forms. Fires extinguish everywhere. Combustion can't continue. Even the smallest spark is snuffed out, leaving only cold ashes behind. The world is plunged into darkness. No flames, no warmth, no comfort. Cities that once glowed with light are now black voids. At 60 seconds, only 8.4% oxygen remains. Breathing is nearly impossible, every gasp a struggle. The atmosphere is like Everest's death zone, but now it covers the entire planet. No one is spared from the suffocating air. Nearly all animal life is gone. Zoos and reserves stand empty. Their inhabitants vanished. The biosphere falls silent. The planet is a tomb. Forests, fields, and rivers are devoid of movement or sound. In just 1 minute, Earth transforms from vibrant and teeming with life to utterly lifeless. The change is total and absolute. The age of animals ends in silence. Barns, fields, and forests are left abandoned, echoing with memories of life. The chemistry of our world is broken. The land and water are poisoned, unable to support life any longer. The planet is littered with the still forms of life, humans and animals alike, frozen in their final moments. The collapse is total and irreversible. No corner of the world is untouched by this disaster. The countdown has claimed everything. The world is unmade, and all that remains is silence and emptiness. Civilization collapses before humanity's last breath. Our machines, cars, planes, power plants depend on oxygen too. As levels drop, engines sputter and stall. Highways clog with dead vehicles. Planes lose thrust and fall from the sky. Airports become disaster zones. The global network of travel and trade is severed in under a minute. Power plants fail, plunging continents into darkness. Hospitals, water plants, and communication networks shut down. The digital world blinks out. Society's skeleton dissolves. Within a minute, cars, planes, electricity, and the internet are gone. The collapse is sudden and absolute. Humanity is thrown into a world without fire, power, or hope. Civilization isn't just dead, it's erased. The tools that built our world are the first to vanish. The devastation goes deeper than life and technology. Oxygen is the glue in concrete and metals, holding our world together. As oxygen vanishes, concrete's chemical bonds break down. Buildings, bridges, and dams crack and collapse. Skyscrapers crumble, monuments disintegrate, cities turn to dust. Metals lose their protective oxide layers, becoming raw and reactive. Untreated metals weld together on contact, reshaping the planet's surface. The world's monuments and cities are unmade, their materials reverting to unstable forms. The loss of oxygen deconstructs our built environment. It's as if the forces holding our world together are switched off. The planet undergoes a profound chemical transformation. Civilization's remains are reduced to rubble and dust. The world is physically falling apart. As land crumbles, catastrophe strikes the oceans. Water, 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen, relies on atmospheric pressure to stay liquid. With oxygen gone, pressure drops and water's boiling point plummets. Oceans, lakes, and rivers begin to boil, not from heat, but from reduced pressure. A thick fog of water vapor envelops the planet, blocking the sun. The oceans boil away and water vapor fills the air. Without the ozone layer, UV radiation splits water vapor into hydrogen and oxygen. The new oxygen escapes, but hydrogen, the lightest element, drifts into space. In days, Earth loses most of its water. The blue planet becomes a dry, barren husk. The very substance of life vanishes forever. Minutes later, the cataclysm is complete. The sky turns black. The sun is a sharp disk in a void, stars visible by day. Earth resembles the moon. No atmosphere, no life. Cities are dust. Forests are dead wood. Oceans are empty salt flats. Silence reigns. No wind, no waves, no birdsong. The world is a geologically unstable, sterile wasteland. Oxygen was more than air. It shaped our sky, oceans, fire, and civilization. Its balance made Earth a living world, not a barren rock. This ruin is a stark reminder. Every breath is a gift. Protecting our forests, oceans, and climate is essential for survival. We must cherish and defend the air we breathe. The future depends on our stewardship of this